Mark, thanks so much for joining me today.
Sure, thanks for having me.
Mark, can you put these latest attacks in some perspective for us in terms of their severity? Is there a sign that they're escalating now as the announcement has been made about the date of the election?
Well, even by Iraq standards, this was a bad day, and these were a series of very powerful and severe bombings. You've had a number of other big bombings in recent months, in October and in August in particular, and all of them striking at institutions that really are important to the basic functioning of the state. So this fits into that pattern. I think as we get closer to the elections, the fear was always that the militants would try and step up attacks. And that's part of the reason why the American military withdrawal was scheduled around those elections.
What does this say, and I assume it's nothing very good, about the ability of the Iraqi security forces to protect Baghdad?
Well, it really undermines the public confidence in the security forces. I mean, you have to remember, this is still a fortress city with checkpoints on every street corner, blast walls lining neighborhoods, and still militants are able to carry out attacks like this, coordinated and devastating strikes. So it undermines public confidence, and also you have a political campaign going on where different political parties want to cast blame on the other. So in Parliament, which held a session after these bombings, you didn't have one politician stand up and defend the security forces.
What does this feel like out in the city? How are people reacting? Are they feeling, I assume, an increasing level of frustration over this, or can you describe the mood there?
Yeah, well, we went out to a couple of these bomb scenes ourselves today, and it was really striking just how quickly the mood in the city can shift. It felt like a wartime footing again. I've been coming here since 2003, and it really had the mood of a city on edge.
With some expectation, I assume there's some expectation that these kinds of attacks might increase as the Iraqis get closer and closer to an election. Do you have any sense tonight of what more steps the security forces might take to try and secure the city better than it has so far?
Well, given the political finger pointing that's already going on, there is a tension within the Baghdad ministries and who has control over the security apparatus. I think part of the problem here is that these agencies don't always work together. So I think you'll see calls for them to work together. So I'm not sure you'll see much dramatic in the way of a change, although you might see a name replaced here and there. Then again, I wouldn't want to predict anything too assuredly about Iraq.
Mark, I know it's been a long day for you. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Jane.